Alright YouTube, another character guide. We're back. This time I'm going to talk about Mr. Fantastic. Now in this current season, he got majorly buffs because he was kind of underwhelming last season, at least in my opinion. But this season, all his abilities do more damage basically. And he's just an overall better DPS tank hybrid. So for the people that don't want to play tank, but enjoy playing DPS, this is a great off tank basically on your team. If you need a second tank, but say you don't want to play tank, I know a lot of people prefer not to play tank. This is a great character to substitute in. Yeah, we're going to talk about each ability one by one and explain different ways to use it. Fire, stretchy punch.
Trouble has arrived. A predictable outcome.
It's about 14 meters range. Just a simple couple of punches. You can hold the button, you know, just keep punching. The main thing with his primary fire is if you swing your crosshair, it'll hit multiple enemies. See? That's very important with him because you're going to be up there in the front line with your tank a lot of the times. So you're going to be constantly swinging back and forth with him. Which is going to look pretty funny and it's going to be weird to do at first, but it gives you a lot of value with this primary fire. Every time you primary fire, you're going into your big mode slowly. Gives you 8% to your big mode every time you hit someone. You just want to pay attention to that meter. I'll explain more about it later. Every time it hits someone, you just get 8. Now when you hit 2 people at one time, it doesn't stack. It'll only always give you 8, no matter what. But you just want to pay attention to that meter. I'll explain it further later. Alright, on to his first ability. His grab. Now you have to be pretty accurate to use this. Yeah, 20 meters is the max range on his grab. What you mainly want to do with his grab is pull people towards you to get them away from their team so that your team can focus that enemy. Especially since you're in the front line, basically, acting like a tank. So you'll grab someone, you have the option to pull them, and the option to dash into them. But the main thing you're going to do with his grab is pull people in, because you want to get them to your team. It does a good amount of damage.
Sorry about that.
And it really builds up your meter in the middle. It'll give you 30 every time you do it, which is pretty big. On top of the 8 you're doing every time you hit someone, you get 30 just for doing ability. You don't have to hit anybody. But it really helps get into big mode, basically tank mode. What you can also do with this ability is grab another person and it'll slam them into each other. But in my opinion, it's not really worth it to do. You always mainly want to pull people towards your team. A lot it does is make 2 people focus you, which you don't want more people to shoot at you. You mainly just want to pull one person at a time. Alright, on to the second ability. It gives you armor, does some damage to the enemy, and it'll start filling up your big mode meter. 20% of your big mode meter.
We've been discovered.
You can do this to your teammates and the enemy. When you do it to your teammates, it gives them shields. So if you're with your team a lot and say a Black Panther or something is rushing your back line, a Magic, a Black Panther, Spider-Man, any dive type of character, Cap, you want to do this to your teammate because it'll give them extra shields. Give it to your strategist and then, you know, keep them alive basically for your team as you help them get rid of that person in the back line. Now you get 2 of them and then it goes on a cooldown. Cooldown isn't that long. Yeah, it's like 7 seconds. But you mainly want to focus doing it on your teammates unless you're having like a one-on-one with an enemy somewhere. Alright, on to his last ability. It goes into this hilarious shield mode and directs enemy damage back at them. Now you do have to aim. Once the timer runs out, gotta hit wherever your crosshair is. Obviously, the more damage you absorb, the more damage you'll send back at them. You can absorb up to 300. You can absorb up to 300 damage and send it back. So you can get rid of characters pretty easily with this. If you do it the right way, like say an Iron Man shoots his ult at you, you can absorb it and then send it back at the Iron Man. It's also a great way to keep yourself alive for your healers to back you up. Say you're in the fight for a pretty long time and you lose a lot of your health. Basically go down to like 1 HP or something. If you feel like you're about to die, go into shield mode, back up. You can start getting healed, send some damage back, now you're back in the fight again. And then you can rinse and repeat, do your shield on some teammates, whatever. And they have health and shield again. And you're back to doing your regular primary fire shenanigans. Now the main game plan with him before I get to his ult, you want to constantly be swinging at multiple people, swinging left and right. It's your primary fire. Do your shield when you can, if they're close enough. You're always trying to build that big mode meter. Grabbing, pulling towards your teammates. Anything that can get you in big mode. There are all these abilities are making me get in big mode fast. Your range is shorter, but you do a lot of melee damage. Your health boosts up all the way to 850 at max, which is pretty insane, and it slowly drains down as the big mode is going down. But 850 is insane to have for like 3 seconds even. And the same thing with your primary fire. You want to swing left and right, it'll hit multiple people as long as you're swinging. Go in. Then swinging left and right and it's hitting both of them. You always want to try to get into big mode as much as possible because you become a huge threat and you're just tanking damage because of how much health you have. And everyone will start focusing you, which lets your team put in more work, obviously. Basically becoming the tank of the team. Yeah, the buffs he got this season, he does a lot more damage. It's very scary to fight. Seems like he never dies. Because once again, as soon as you get him low, he can just do this and walk away. And he's back to his team healing. But if you get really good with Mr. Fantastic, you basically won't die. Because you're constantly getting shield by going to bumping your teammates or bumping enemy. Constantly getting shield. You're also building your big mode meter, which is going to make you give you more health. As you can see right now, look how high my health is. And if I push in a little too hard, go into absorb mode, walk back to your team. He is so annoying to fight, and because this season he is so strong, I think he's actually meta, and you'll see a lot more of him. I think you should pick this character up, definitely. Now onto his ult, last thing I'm going to talk about. Extremely simple.
No hard feelings.
I believe it goes up to 5 or 6 times. As long as you get a hit on an enemy every time you slam down, it'll keep going up to 6 times, I believe. Might be mistaken. It's 5 or 6. Can't remember. But this ult used to be terrible. It still does hardly any damage, but your main thing is you're being annoying to the enemy team. But now, every time you go into it, you get big mode HP. To have 775. So, people can shoot at you, but it's so hard to get rid of you. Yeah, you just want to make sure you slam constantly on a person, because if you don't, it'll end early. Like, if I miss, it just ends. It'll just be a nuisance. That's all this character really does, is just be annoying. I mean, that's pretty much it with ult. You just want to constantly slam on people. You never want to miss a hit, because it'll stop the ult. Now, lastly, I want to talk about his team up ability with Invisible Woman. Alright, his team up with Invisible Woman is pretty simple. You just basically get extra health to be even more annoying. You can see at the bottom, you'll slowly gain shield, up to 100 shield when you activate it.
Trouble has arrived.
Which basically gives you more time to even go back to your team when you're low on health. So once again, this character is all about being annoying. Constantly fighting, you think you have him low, he can shield up a little bit, keep fighting, get more shield, back up back to his team, get healed, immediately go back in, start gaining his big mode stuff, goes big mode, has even more shield, he's now slapping everyone, gets low health again, he already has his back, goes back to his team, gets healed again. That's your game plan with him, you just want to be annoying and constantly hitting people. But yeah, that's pretty much it with Mr. Fantastic. I believe he is going to be meta this season. He already basically is meta this season because of the buffs they gave him. So if you never want to really play tank and you need a second tank on the team, It's a great option for DPS players. Yeah, I just wanted people to realize that with him because he's really good right now. I think you will be seeing a lot more of him this season as the time goes on. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.